Check. We are online. Let's go. Yo, what's good, guys, and welcome back to the expecially TV. Like always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I see you that you're watching my videos without being subscribed. Go subscribe, bro. I'm watching. Anyway, if you want to support me, it would be super appreciated. So let's go subscribe, man. In this video, I'm gonna talk about 5 mistakes you might do if you are at the beginning making beats. Just some common issues I listened, for example, in the beats I received to review from my Patreon members. So if you want to improve your beats, just join my Patreon. I have a Patreon channel where I offer beat reviews, royalty-free samples, project files, beat collaboration, discount on my kits. So if you want to take a look to it, I'll leave you the link in the description. Anyways, let's talk about the first one, that is the muddy mix. The muddy mix is when like your beat that sounds super muddy, super dirty, super like that you can't understand anything what's happening in your beat. The muddiness is created from like instruments that have like lot of low end or like bass frequencies around 200 hertz, and if you don't equalize them in the right way, you can like create this kind of muddy mix, you know. So what you have to do, for example, you have a piano melody like this. So if you don't put an EQ and cut those bass frequencies from this piano, when you're gonna put the 808 in the beat, they play like in the same frequencies. So you have to create the perfect space for every instrument in your beat. So just open your EQ, create a low cut in this way, and just cut around 200 hertz. Sometime other than this cut, you have also like to reduce some frequencies, always are around 200-300 hertz. That's where the muddiness is, basically. You can just boost some frequencies and it will be like more easy to understand which is like the frequencies you have to remove. So like that, for example. I mean, if I increase those frequencies, you can hear where the muddiness is, you know. So just reduce a little bit. So with this cut, you created the space for your 808 that it will be sound like more clean, it will be hit harder because it has more space. Try to equalize every instrument in this way. You have always to cut those frequencies, always, and then like do a couple of adjustments to make sound perfect. Another reason because your beat is not sounding good is for the sound selection. But what's sound selection basically? The first thing is to pick good sounds, okay? So quality, the quality of the sound is super important. So good drum kits, good VSTs. Second thing is to find the right combination for these sounds. For example, let me just add, for example, a violin to this piano I just made. I put the violin basically in the same notes that the piano are playing, and it sounds this way. As you can hear, the violin is not like too much clear, it's not like shining in the mix. So if I just take this violin, put an octave higher, or maybe another octave higher, I mean, it sounds 10 times better, like you can hear perfectly the violin notes and also the piano notes because they play in different frequency ranges. So that's what you have to do. When you putting instrument, when you're making your melody and you are creating your melody, you have to play with this thing. Like just use the right octaves and don't make all your instruments sound in the same octave because, I mean, if you do like that, you can understand anything about what it is happening in your melody because every instrument sound in the same frequency range. So play with octaves, make your instrument sound in different octaves, and that's it. So for the third mistake, I'm gonna grab one of my recent beats I made. I want to talk about hi-hats and snare. Okay, hi-hats and snare are super important because like they give rhythm especially the hi-hats, they give rhythm to the beat. I mean, you can feel the rhythm with them. And the snare is one of the most important elements. I mean, under the 808 or the kick, you have the snare. It's a super important element, and you have to make it present. You got to hear it. So a mistake I usually hear is that I hear that the hi-hats and the snares or the clap, whatever, is like too much low of volume. If you can't hear too much, for example, the hi-hats in the beat, it's like there's less rhythm in the beat. So you got to keep your hi-hats and snares or clap at the right level. Obviously, everything has to be balanced. So in this case, but like in every of my beats, the 808 is very loud, so you have to balance those two things. So just try to balance the bass frequency with the high frequencies. If you want to have hard beats and you use an hard 808 like this one, your hi-hat have to be present in the mix. And as you can see in this beat, for example, the hi-hat's peak is almost -3, bro. Like I mean, depends from the beat, obviously, but sometimes my hi-hats are around -6, -9, -3, like in this case. So don't trust the meters too much, but use your ears. So in this case, I heard that the hi-hats has to sound in this range, because it's the range that the hi-hats sound good, but just in this case of this beat, you know. And the claps go over the 0 dBs, for example. Don't be scared to put your hi-hats or clap too high of volume, but I mean, just keep them present. Use your ears to understand the right level. Don't trust too much the meters, but obviously they can help you. Another tool that I use to understand if I'm putting the right levels is the span. It's a free plugin. It's a spectrum analyzer, and my high frequency peak has to be in the range from -27 and -24. And the clap or snare, that is basically this one, has to hit at -30 and or almost -27, depends. Okay, but these are plus or minus the levels I keep. But don't put your hi-hats or clap or snare too much low of volume. Keep them at a volume that you can hear the rhythm and understand the rhythm of your beat. The fourth mistake I hear sometime, and that's a mistake that I did also in the beginning, is to make the intro of your beats too long. If you make an intro of 16 bars, for example, you're already making a too long intro. I mean, or you can create something really interesting, really, I mean, the drop super crazy, like. But if you want to make a long intro, you have to do something like that, create some like very tension before the drop, not just, I mean, don't do something like that. I mean, that's too long. You have to drop 8 bars intro are okay. Don't go over 16 bars, then they are too much in my opinion. If you want to do 16 bars intro, try to create a very interesting stuff. Try to create that atmosphere that can create interest before the drop. Don't keep it like basic. The last point I want to talk about, the last mistake, is the off-key 808. So I can give you 2 advices to make sure that your 808 is in key every time. The first one is to open your 808 sample, right click on the sample, edit in audio editor, and then Edison will open up itself, and then click here and detect pitch regions. So doing this thing, you will see the note that your 808 sample is playing, in this case C, and then you have to go here. In this piano, you have to put the note that you saw in Edison. By default is every time set up with the C. Almost all the drum kits has their 808 tune in C, so you you don't have to do this thing, put your 808 and put the notes and it will be in tune. But if your 808, for example, is playing another note, I don't know, D or whatever, just change the note here. So when you're gonna put your 808 in your piano roll, it will be playing the note that you're putting. If you don't do that, maybe you're playing a C, but in reality the 808 is playing another note. So make sure that your 808 is tuned in C. The second advice to understand if your 808 is in key or not is to put it a couple of octaves higher, so you can understand better if it's sounding good with the melody. As you can hear, all the notes sound perfect. If I try to put this note, for example, in a wrong note, like this one, you hear that something is wrong. What the fuck is that? If your sample is, in this case, D sharp, follow the D sharp scale. Bonus tip, if you want to set up the scale on your piano roll, just go here, view, scale highlighting, it's minor natural and then D sharp. So all the white notes, so these two, this one, these other two, this one, these are the notes that are in scale. And as you can see, every 808 note is playing in a note that is in key, so the white notes. So that's it, guys. 5 mistakes, 5 solutions. I hope you find this video helpful. If yes, please subscribe and leave a like to this video, and see you in the next video, guys.